Hi, I'm Reggie Turner. I'm here with Terrence Moore, and the FlipSide starts right now. Welcome to the show. Tonight we have very special guests with us, and in case you have been living under a rock, Washington County was represented by 4 girls volleyball teams at the state finals in Hartford County, and 3 of them ended up champions. We're fortunate to have 2 of the teams here tonight. So we are joined by Karen Hampton, the head coach of the Williamsport Lady Wildcats, and we're joined by Shelby Wallace, the coach of the Boonsboro Lady Warriors. Welcome, ladies, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So in regards to a general conversation just about volleyball in our county, how amazing it's been for a long time, I understand that a middle school program was started over 40 years ago in our community, and that has led to multiple state titles. And Karen, your Williamsport Wildcats have the most state titles in the state. Am I correct with that?
That's correct.
So tell me about the impact.
Wait, how many? You can't just say the most and not say a number.
17?
17.
17
All right.
titles at Williamsport High School.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me about the impact of the middle school program as you see it relative to the success in our county.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it really gets young girls starting at age 11, 12, and 6th grade exposed to the game. As the middle school programs have developed, it gives them an opportunity to compete across the county. So it has raised not only levels of intramural, but then also travel teams in the middle school level. So I think it just exposes the girls much younger, which has built the program because it sparked the interest. It's really cool also that you see alumni that came through the program come back and start coaching, and then that just kind of builds it from there.
Yeah. And Karen, looking at this is your 4th title as the coach of the Wildcats, correct?
Correct.
What did this one mean to you?
I think every year is different for sure, with each team, and I think this particular group of girls just felt like the internal work that they did all season long really transpired onto how they could function collectively as a team. So it felt super accomplishing, and I was very proud of them. So it was definitely a special one this year.
Yeah.
Well, first, I want some of that team swag. Those jackets, I'm looking like those are nice. You came empty-handed, but you did bring a championship. Tell me a little bit how you got into coaching.
So I went to school with Leah Michael, who is the physical education teacher at Springfield. She had reached out to me many years ago and asked if I would coach a 7th grade intramural team at the Springfield Middle School. And so that's where I got started. The next year I coached the 8th grade travel team, and then the JV position at Williamsport came available, and I was able to move from there. So I was able to coach with Emily Crabtree for a long time, and she was my coach when I was at high school. So definitely a mentor of mine. I learned a lot. She shaped sort of who I am, and then been able to stay in the program since then.
So that's a strong culture that's moved through generations.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
So I saw a picture on social media. I believe it was kind of the coaching tree, the last 4 coaches that you were standing with at your school, and you all have won or are part of the 17 titles. It must be an honor to be a part of that lineage and that culture. Just speak to that, just to the tradition that your school has established.
Yeah, it really, the roots run deep is the best way that I can say it. It's definitely a sense of pride and commitment that has come over the years, and seeing that picture. I said to Emily the other day, I never would have envisioned myself standing in that place with those people. Just wasn't something that I had thought of. So it was definitely an honor to be in that position with them. And I'm very thankful just that I've had this opportunity through Williamsport Volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Shelby, let's transition to you. Boonsboro hasn't been a part of the party in the past 40 years of all this success. And over the past 3 to 4 years, you've been taking a step with your teams. And now, after 40 years, Boonsboro has another title. How does that feel?
It's very exciting. I'm so humbled and just really proud of everything we've put together in our team this year.
And what has been the impact of middle school volleyball what is ahead on your program? Because I know that the middle school teams have been really successful in the county, and they've won many of those championships. How has that resonated with the girls once they get into your program?
So I'd say there is just a level of excellence that we always try to reach, and try to be great teammates to each other and follow the lead of some really elite teams in our county. And I do think that starts at the middle school level. I'll echo Coach Karen's comments about the middle school level and how we all do work together and making sure that that transition is smooth, but also that we're engaging in really competitive play over time.
So with Boonsboro have not as much of that tradition resides in Boonsboro, how much of it was it a hurdle for you and your teams trying to break through?
I think we have always been competitive at Boonsboro, and it was quite a hurdle to kind of prove to ourselves that we were capable of what we were. And I think we had a really talented group this year and a really cohesive group, and they started to believe in themselves more than ever. So even though we've always had the talent, it was really about believing in ourselves, and I think we did that this year. So.
Yeah. And for each of you, how did your JV programs do? So what's in the pipeline for you?
It's
I'll start with
definitely
you.
encouraging, yeah, for Williamsport. I think they had one loss this season. There's a lot of really good young talent that's ready to move up. So.
Same for us. So our JV coach, Coach Terrence Young, he's fantastic and have always had really productive teams at the JV level, which has pipelined up to us this year. So we're hopeful for continued success.
Right.
Well, you gonna let me speak some now? I know you a girl dad to the extreme. Like, I don't even know. I'm just furniture right now. no. Honestly,
My apologies.
no.
Continues.
No. I'm learning on the sideline as well, and I've had the ability to support girls volleyball through Turner and his daughters as well. So I'm mainly on the sideline right now, like writing the Disney movie, because this is the script that you see. 40 years, you breaking back into it, 17 titles that carry generation. You can make a movie, so just in case you need somebody to do a screenwrite play, you can ask me. But sports is important to the development of our youth. We've seen it, and it's been controversial. There's been conversation about defunding sports and needing more money to support sports. Talk to me what sports meant to you and what it means to the athletes that you coach, outside of just being on the courts.
So I'm also a teacher, so I'm really passionate about the concept of the student athlete, and I think sports has been everything for me. It's that connection, it's an educational experience to extend upon the classroom, and I think it just really establishes that discipline within a person and the ability to collaborate and cooperate, and I think it's some of the foundational principles of being a good human. So sports is everything.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would agree. I think oftentimes we focus more on wins and losses than really the internal work that has to happen. We talked a lot about that this season with our team, and that you're playing for something that's bigger than yourself, and being able to understand what that truly means to be selfless on a team and to be happy for another person. And when that all comes together, it's a beautiful thing. And there's life lessons that are embedded in all of those experiences.
And in many cases, this is an extended family for your athletes, or sometimes the only family some athletes may have as well. How does that play out? How do you take that home a lot, of that responsibility?
I think we just love on our athletes as much as we can. I love them like they were my siblings or my kids at this point as I'm aging. But I think it really is a family environment, and just leaning on each other when we need to. We spend a lot of time together in the gym, so it very much becomes a family environment, and we just support each other the best we can. So,
I think one of the things that I've noticed since my girls have been playing, if we look at the county next door, right? If we look at Frederick County does not have a middle school program. And with most of the teams, it shows, right? Normally, Washington County teams are beating Frederick County teams. I mean, the only team that normally seems to squeak out wins is normally Urbana. And you guys went 5 sets with Urbana, and you gave that match away, right? You should have won that match.
No. Don't remind me.
Yeah.
We were close.
But it really shows up, and especially once you get outside of this region, normally it's a pretty easy path unless Washington County teams are going to meet in the finals. Because you guys swept every match. And then and then you guys only lost one set in the title. Does that build confidence in your kids knowing that they play the best competition in their own region?
I think it does. I think, though, that we try to keep the mindset that we take nothing for granted.
Right.
And we go into every match knowing that we want to play our best game of volleyball, and play to the best of our ability. And we have to get one step at a time to advance, survive and advance. And so I think building on a competitive schedule for sure gets you in a good spot to go into playoffs, but certainly just being present in the moment and not taking anything for granted.
And I would say that we really focus on respecting the opponent. And what does respect truly look like? It looks like putting your best foot on the court and giving a competitive opponent. So we take that seriously when we whoever we play, to really respect the opponent and give them our best, no matter what.
And I've seen that up close. I've seen both of your teams play, and you've played teams from metro areas that don't have the talent and don't have the experience. And even though when you're really whipping them, the girls are really gracious in regards to how they treat them, and really the fans are as well, because they understand that our county has a level of experience and depth that some of these other counties don't have, or funding or support for programs. So I mean, that does shine through. I think about your first playoff victory on that Saturday. I mean, that team was a struggle, and it was almost as if the home crowd was kind of cheering for them to have some success, in the midst of a tough match where they really didn't have much of an opportunity. So.
But there's youth, and I think you called out, there's still young ladies on the other side of the team you want to be respectful to in their group and their nurturing as well. So I think having that respect, and that's part of the teaching in your team, right? To respect your competition and respect that someone has come through their journey to bring their best as well, whether you smack them or not. All right, right. So, but that's great. And you mentioned about respectful fans. Is that always the case? How is your interaction with the fan or the community that supports your internal community, as far as parents, fans, and everyone else in the community?
I would say it's always very respectful, because everybody in the gym wants to see good volleyball, and so there have been moments where it gets hot in the gym and it's a little intense, but I would say it's always positive, because we are pro Washington County volleyball or whoever whenever we're in our gym, and it feels nice to have that energy from our fans and from everybody who comes to see us.
Yeah, I would agree.
And many of the girls play club volleyball, so they play together, and they know each other, right? And the world is much different than when you guys may have been in school, right? Because through social media, even if they don't have a direct relationship, they know who they're going against. They know what club they play for. They know their styles. So there's not many unknowns when it comes to these teams. So that's what makes the matches so intense. Like, who's going to have their best stuff on the day when it counts? Well, it's time for us to get to the real stars. So if we can take a break, Coach Shelby, if you'll hang out with us, we're going to bring your girls up.
Awesome.
I know one of them in particular. But let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk to some of the ladies. Stay with us. We'll have more from Titletown after the break. Welcome back to the show. We have some new guests that have joined us. We have some members of the Boonsboro volleyball team, state champions for their school for the first time in 40 years. Welcome to the set, ladies. We have Miss Brianne Reed, senior. We have Miss Rosalind Briggs, senior. And we have my daughter, Sydney Turner. Coach, I want to start with you. Give our viewers a little background on each of these girls, because all of your girls are unique, and you bring all these unique personalities, you bring them together as a collective to one common goal. But tell me a little bit about the uniqueness of the girls you have here tonight.
So we just had our end of season banquet this past Monday, and I cried during this particular part, but I think I'll be okay today. So Brianne has been a 4-year varsity member, our libero on the team, really holds down our back row. And Rosalind is one of our outside hitters, so she's receiving a consistent amount of our sets during a match. And then Sydney is one of our middle blockers, so she's doing all the protection of the net in the front.
Yes. So Brianne, I'm going to start with you. You've been through all the ups and downs of the program. I've seen you guys beat Smithsburg in the regular season and then fall apart and lose to them in the playoffs in previous years.
Yeah.
I've seen you beat Clear Spring in the regular season, and I've seen you lose to them. I've seen you go to Clear Spring 2 years ago, and you go up 2-0, and then you blow it and you lose 3-2.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of hurdles that you guys had to face individually in regards to kind of past things. How do you felt that you guys worked your way through it to build that confidence?
Well, I think we just really leaned on each other to help us get us to that point where we can do this and we can fight with these teams, we can play with these teams. I think supporting each other is mainly one of our big factors we had there to help us get through the tough matches where we all just worked together to fight for the wins and to just push through and get the win out of it too.
So how are you sitting here with not a lot of bruises? Because you're always on the floor.
Yeah.
And you had amazing digs in the state championship game.
Yeah, well, I do have bruises, but they're covered up right now.
That's awesome. Rosalind, you've been a part of the program for quite a while. Your dad's an assistant coach.
Yeah.
How do you make it all work?
My dad can definitely be a little hard on me on the sidelines sometimes. Shelby definitely steps in and I do like that. But other than that, I just feel like Boonsboro's culture in general has just been so amazing building up this year. It's definitely been a struggle in past years getting everybody in the community to participate, but this year was truly just amazing seeing that the community of Boonsboro really came in, stepped in, and just supported us the whole way.
And last week it was announced that you're headed to college. Tell us about that to continue your volleyball career.
Yeah, I'm playing Division II volleyball at Holy Family University. I actually committed beginning of summer, but yeah.
And where is Holy Family?
It's in Philadelphia. It's a Catholic college, not too small, but not too big either.
And if I'm correct, a former member of the Liberty Volleyball Club you play with plays there, correct?
Yes, Kalia.
Excellent, excellent. Sydney, you said to me before the season even started, I think this is our year. What made you say that?
Honestly, I just said that because I'm my teammates. I knew that we all had each other's backs and knew that we really could this year. I just felt like the support was there. We all supported each other completely. I mean, just our mental strength was through the roof this year.
Yes. You know, Coach, one of the things I saw out of your team this year, your biggest wins were on the road, right? So you drop a 5-set match to Smithsburg early in the season, right? Mm-hmm. But then after that, you play North, a match you probably should have won. You play North, you take them to 5 sets. I don't believe anybody in the county's taken them to 5 sets in a long time. Right? You go on the road and you beat South Carroll in a hostile environment the same way that you beat them a year ago. You go to Smithsburg and you beat them at their. I think that was the biggest hurdle of being able to go to Smithsburg and beat them at their place. What do you say?
Well, they were funny after the state final saying, Coach, we expected more of a reaction out of you. I said, the reaction happened 2 weeks ago at Smithsburg and at South Carroll because that was a very challenging game environment. But our athletes do a really nice job of reorienting themselves once they arrive in any facility and then just finding our norms and going from there. So I'm super proud of them for overcoming some really challenging environments.
Brianne, you are a part of Boonsboro history for the rest of your life. You're going to be able to come back with your family many years from now. You're going to see the banner in the rafters. What does that mean to you?
It means really everything. To show my kids, my future kids hopefully, that I've done that and I've been a part of this program for 4 years. Thank you, Shelby, for that. Really, it truly means a lot to me. I'm just so grateful that I've been here with this team and show them all that we've done through this year, how important it's been to me, and I'm just so happy that we were able to make a statement this year and show what we can do.
Rosalind, what stands out to you in regards to your career and just the adversity you faced throughout your career? Because last year you were hurt.
I've been hurt the last 3 years, actually.
But playing flag football was probably the worst, the most egregious one of those injuries.
The first one I had to get surgery for.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But what's going to stand out to you the most?
what stands out to me the most is that the seniors this year that we've been together since middle school. Like, if you look back on the middle school team, every single girl on that team that is still in high school was on the team this year. And I just love that we came together and we won together.
Yeah. Sydney, Coach Wendy is probably one of the coaches that really fostered your love for volleyball. You help out with her camp every year. She coached you in middle school. And the irony is that this is the first title since her team won it in 1984, and you guys wore the same number.
Yes, that was awesome.
So
to
what does it
figure out.
mean to you to be able to honor one of your favorite coaches in that way?
It feels amazing because she really did bring me the love to the sport and just the love to Boonsboro volleyball in itself. So it feels so cool to know that, like, I was wearing her number the whole time. I didn't even know.
Yeah. And I know that after your big matches, she would always you would always run to her and give her the biggest hug.
Yes. Yes, I love seeing her after the game, and she always tells me what I did good and what I could have done better. Still a coach to this day, but it's just, it feels amazing.
So the one thing that I don't know if you girls see as much because you're in it, but the younger girls, like, look at you guys like you're rock stars, right? And I know that, you know, through the camps and the different things of support, like, what is that relationship like with you and the younger players that admire you? Rosalind.
I just love being their idol. I love that they look up to me and there's a little bit of a little kid twinkle in their eyes. And I just, like, I love that of them. Like, and I hope that one day I'm going to come back here and see what an amazing team that Boonsboro still brings to this day.
Yeah. What does that relationship mean to you, Brianne?
It means a lot, really, to know that people are looking up to me and looking at, like, what I'm doing, and it just inspires me to do better too, to show them, yeah, even though I'm at this level, like, I can always strive to be better. I can always work harder and try new things out too.
Sydney.
It feels great because honestly I've watched them become better because, you know, helping with camps and stuff. So seeing them at the games and cheering their heads off and just, like, looking up to me, it just feels amazing because I'm going to come back to watch them too.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, Brianne, everything goes a lot faster from here, right?
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're going to be practicing that walk for graduation. What's next for you?
I'm hoping to go off to a 4-year college to study, like, animal science or biology, to then go into graduate school to be a veterinarian. So that's my big dream, but I'm still in the works to figure out where I want to go to college yet. I'm still applying to places and getting accepted.
Are you done with volleyball?
I believe I am. I think I will be playing club in college, though I don't think I will be playing for the school team because I want to focus more on my academics instead of my athletics.
Now, Rosalind, you've already declared that you're going to play for a Division II school, but what are your broader goals?
Well, I want to be a nurse practitioner, and then eventually, hopefully in the future, I'll have my own workspace where I can do my own stuff. But right now, I'm actually a nurse aide, so I'm definitely on the path to it.
Sydney, I don't want to make you cry, but these are two seniors. What have they meant to you?
Oh my gosh, literally everything. I love all my 7 seniors. So sad they're leaving, but honestly, this season was the best. I feel like I got so close to them, like, just especially this season, we all got so close to each other. And I'm sad to see them go, but I'm so happy to see them achieve their biggest goals.
And this is just your junior year. So what are your goals and expectations going forward?
Well, hopefully come back next year and take another one, take another state champ. And but for me, next year, my senior year of volleyball will be my last year playing volleyball. I decided to stop playing club this year and focus more on indoor and outdoor track because that's what I really, really want to do. So that'll be my main focus.
Gotcha. Coach, how are you feeling about this? You got a lot of seniors leaving.
I'm just excited for their futures and to watch them do all the great things we know they're capable of. But I've been saying this for a long time, don't sleep on these juniors. They know how to play, and now they know what our culture looks like and what it needs to look like moving forward. So I'm very excited for all the things, the athletes who are leaving and the ones that are left behind
And you
to
have
do
some
it again.
talented sophomores that have been
Very
chomping
much
at the bit
so.
for their turn.
Yes.
Coach, another thing is, with so many girls from your program and all the county programs that play club, you never know what the jump in a kid's ability is going to be like because of their club experience and how much better they get. How excited are you about that, of kind of seeing your girls, with this club season and how they may, grow?
It's just really exciting. We do have athletes who fully immerse themselves in the travel scene. We have athletes who prefer to be high school multi-sport athletes, like Sid, for example, and they all grow in different ways. I do very much trust our travel coaches and the whole circuit we have in the local tri-state area. So I'm very excited to see them come back, but we'll have our eyes on them the whole time.
So ladies, leave us with one thing that you would like to say to the broader community about your experience.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming out and supporting the Warrior volleyball team. I want to ask you to continue coming out to watching all of our games this season or next season, and just support your Warrior team as much as possible.
Raza?
Yeah, I agree with Brianne. I mean, I want the Boonsboro community to still support the next generations.
Sid?
I'm going to piggyback off them. I mean, it was absolutely amazing this year. I mean, we have quieted so many gyms with just our Warriors just really being there and being loud. So I hope everyone continues to come and support us.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies. It's been amazing. Coach Shelby, I just want to say this to you. Sydney has some health challenges that needed to be managed. And just the way that you did that, just to make sure that she could be there when you needed her the most, I really appreciate that.
And her teammates helped a lot with that.
Yeah.
We love our girl Sid.
Yeah. So it was really awesome. Congratulations. You have made history for your school and your community, and your feats will never be forgotten. So that is awesome for all of you, and so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're going to next turn to the Williamsport young ladies to come talk to us after the break. Welcome back to the show. Now we are joined by the 2A state champions of Williamsport. Thank you for joining us, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Coach Karen Hampton still with us. We have Elizabeth Warren with us, and we have Emerson Shank, both seniors. Now, is this your first championship, or were you guys a part of the 2021 championships as well?
This was our first championship. Yes. We were both freshmen when the senior class won the championship.
Okay, and that was a pretty talented team. So that was a tough team to make as a freshman, right?
Yes.
Your school has such a tradition in regards to state championships. Every day you go to practice in that gym, you see banners all over the place. Is that pressure or is that motivation?
For me, I think it's motivation, because seeing the senior class win that championship my freshman year, I was like, I wanted to be that person that won a championship and be part of the tradition that's on the banners in the gym, and I want to have my year on the banner.
How about you, Emerson?
Williamsport has a winning culture. I mean, 17 state championships is super impressive. My sister was actually a part of the 2018 state championship team, and I was in a similar role as her, setter and right side, and just coming into the gym every day knowing that greatness is a part of who we are is so inspiring.
Yeah, and that makes you guys unique, and that leads to my interesting factoid. You and your sister have both won state championships. Yes. You and your baby sister won state championships this year, just like my daughter. Her big sister won one 2 years ago on the exact same day as well. So that's a unique thing that you guys have. Yeah. Coach, tell us something about each one of these players and what they have meant to your program.
Yeah, so I'll start with Liz. Liz is a libero. She is a super tough competitor. She works extremely hard. She is always ready to get better, make whatever adjustments she needs. But I think what stands out more importantly to me about Liz is her spirit and her ability to be a good teammate. Emerson joined the varsity team when she was a sophomore, and very quickly she got put into a setter position that was not really a position she was super familiar with. But she hit the ground running, and she was so determined and so passionate about learning the position and mastering it. And that I learned quickly that Emerson is a fierce competitor, and she shares that with the team. And so both of these are our co-captains this season, and I could not have felt like we picked a better group of girls to lead our team this year.
And wouldn't you say that Emerson is probably one of the tallest setters in the state?
She's got some height.
Yes.
What was this experience like sharing with your baby sister, who's a significant contributor? It wasn't like she was just a freshman that was on the team. Like, she's one of your main outside hitters.
Yeah.
So how has that been?
I was really honored to share this experience with her because not a lot of people get to be able to be on the same court as their sibling, and being able to have her on the court and support me in every way was really special to me because I think we feed off of each other. I think that we support each other each step of the way. Like being able to have those talks in the cars after practice or a game and being able to support each other and have her motivation with me really like inspired me and was really special to me to have her on the court. And especially winning a state with her was really special. And I really loved winning it with her.
Yeah. Now, your sister, it's been a little while, but what does that relationship mean? How was she able to kind of help you through your experiences?
Yes, so my sister Mackenzie, she was able to actually coach in some of the games, and she was there on the bench for the state final game, and she is such an intelligent player. She is just as competitive, if not more competitive than myself, and just being able to feed off of her knowledge and apply whatever she says to the game has just been such an honor. I call her every time after a game and I talk about things I can improve on, how to be a better leader, and just she is one of my idols, if not my main idol.
Coach, during your season, when did adversity hit for your team?
I think we went on that stretch with county teams, and it was a tough week. It was like back-to-back we had everybody back-to-back. And so I think that's when it really hit us. And it created an opportunity for it to be a turning point for us. We had to dig really deep. We had to do a lot of looking as what part of our game we needed to improve on. But I think that was the time.
So you played Boonsboro at home. Mm-hmm. You go up 2-0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they come back and win the match. Mm-hmm. That one had to really sting.
Yeah.
So what did that do for you guys?
I think that really hit us hard because we saw that we were able to beat them the first 2 sets, and I think we just got tired and we got really like in our heads. And after that game, I think that we really had a meaningful conversation as a team, and we really came together after that and talked about how we need to improve our game physically and mentally. And I think really like being able to have that conversation and knowing what we need to fix like helped us in previous games and getting over that hump after we beat Spring Mills and being able to beat Spring Mills and then go in to beat Smithsburg in the CMCs and then win in playoffs.
Right.
Yes. So that was our youth night, and a bunch of our Williamsport community was there for that game, and I think it presented such a great opportunity to show resilience. I think that was the first time our seniors really realized that this is our last season, so we have to leave everything on the court, leave with no regrets, and I think we continued that play through the rest of our season, and we pride ourselves on having open and honest conversations. So we gather as a team and we reflect on the previous game, and we have constructive criticism, and we're able to better ourselves as a team and not just as individuals.
Now, Coach, after that stretch, was the only other match you lost against James Wood?
Yes.
The perennial state power from Virginia. Mm-hmm. So that was a heck of a stretch. And then in the CMC championship, you played Smithsburg, another outstanding team. Yes. And the truth of the matter is, whoever came out of Washington County was going to probably win states, right? Yes. Unless they were playing each other, and it was going to be one or the other. And it very well could have been Smithsburg as well. Yes. What did that run do for your team?
I think it really gave us the confidence. It boosted us for sure that we were able to see our ability and what we could do when we all pulled together. And it really gave us a good boost to go into the playoffs.
Emerson, you were talking about the youth there, right?
Yes.
That's a tough night to lose, right? Because
yes.
you have all the young kids out and everyone's excited and you guys are winning, the fans are going crazy, and all of a sudden it starts to fall apart. Mm-hmm. But you did talk about the lessons that were learned there and the resilience that you showed, because people says, okay, yeah, that was a tough night, but they got it back together. Yes. I asked the previous girls this, but what is that relationship like with the youth? Because you guys have looked up to so many girls like your big sister and others, and now those girls are looking up to you. So what does that mean to you?
So whenever we were in middle school, a lot of the girls, almost 4 out of 5 seniors, all played middle school volleyball together. So that was very special for all of us to share that moment. But we came in and we came to their youth night, and we were able to see what the Williamsport culture is, and stepping into high school, knowing what our expectations are, and just establishing that relationship with our youth. We ref a lot of their games, we help with their tryouts, and just making sure that we get them excited to come into this role as excited as we were.
I feel very honored to be their role model and have them look up to me as a person. So I think being on the court and that night, being able to be resilient, really showed them who we are as a team and how we can be a team together even through that loss.
So what's next for you? Senior year, things are going to go fast.
Yeah.
You're going to be walking across that stage when you blink your eyes.
Yes.
After Christmas, it's coming really fast.
Yes. So I plan to attend a 4-year university. I'm still in the process of deciding where I want to go, but I'm hoping to major in occupational therapy and hopefully get my doctorate in occupational therapy and work with pediatrics.
Okay.
Yes.
So from that standpoint, is your focus in college just going to be just your education? Are you done with volleyball, maybe club at a college? What are your thoughts there?
I definitely plan to play club or intramural in college. I don't think I'm going to play for the actual team because I want to focus more on my academics and being able to succeed through my academics.
Emerson, you're jumping right into basketball season, right?
Yes, I am a member of the varsity basketball team right now.
Yes. So what's next for you?
So I'm currently attending Hagerstown Community College full-time, and I will graduate with my associate's degree in biology before I graduate from high school.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm on a pre-med track, and I want to be an anesthesiologist, attend medical school, and do that sorts. And I do not plan on playing volleyball whenever I go to college, but hopefully for their club team.
Got you. Coach, both you and Coach Shelby have talked about, the total person and the student athlete. It's an amazing culture that you're just a part of, and you're extending that. And I know that you only have 2 of your young ladies sitting here today, but just as a collective, just talk about some of the young ladies that you get to lead and what you see out of them.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity because when you see the athletes sort of embracing the routines, the structure, the culture that is already existing, and you see them buying in, you can kind of see the relationships connecting. And then once you see that relationship and that trust building, the open communication, you can sort of see the whole package coming together. And you get to see not only girls exceeding on the court, but you see them growing as people. And that's pretty special.
You're losing some seniors, Coach, but you have a lot of hitting coming back next year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I feel excited. It's bittersweet. We always talk about this, right? Seeing the senior class leave, but then also recognizing the girls that are returning. What I feel really confident and proud of is that this senior group, particularly Liz and Emerson, have really done an amazing job leading and embracing the culture, so they're passing that on. There's no doubt in my mind that the girls coming up are going to remember all that the impact that they've made on the team and kind of carry that on.
Yeah. So I know you guys are both undecided in regards to where you're going to go, but how do you see yourselves supporting the community and your team, your sister, right, and all your friends going forward as they look for another shot at this next year?
Yes.
So I definitely plan to go to a college nearby. I don't want to go too far away, especially because my sister's still in high school. So being able to come back and support her for all the gains that I can make will really help. And I think that she's going to really appreciate that because I'm going to be there to support her. And not only her, but all the other teammates that I'm leaving behind. It's definitely bittersweet that leaving, but I'm excited for what their future holds within Williamsport volleyball and hopefully being another championship.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully I will attend University of Maryland, so I'll be able to stay pretty close by. I've made so many great friendships with the girls who are younger than me, so being able to watch their games online while I study or actually being able to come back for important nights such as senior night means a lot to me. And I'm still with the Williamsport community with basketball, and I will plan on playing tennis in the spring, but I owe everything to this Williamsport community, and any way that I can give back to them would mean the absolute most to me.
Wait a minute, Elizabeth. What did you win this past year in tennis?
Yeah, we actually got the first state championship in Washington County for tennis last year. My doubles partner and I played mixed doubles. We placed second. We lost to South Carroll actually, but as a team we won as a state championship in tennis, and that just felt really special to me, being able to like be a two-time state championship in 2 different sports.
That's awesome. And the other thing that's coming out of this conversation, you guys are not specialists. You guys are multi-sport athletes.
Yes.
And your academic endeavors, right? You're really aggressive with those as well. Emerson, how do you manage it? I mean, you're coming out with your associate's degree,
Yes.
right? And you're playing sports in every season.
Yes.
How do you balance it all out?
Obviously, just my academics will always come first. It's being a student before you're an athlete, so being able to prioritize my homework, but recognizing that sports are my ability to just forget about the outside world and really pour everything that I am into my sports. I love volleyball and basketball. They're 2 very unique sports. They are completely different, but provide me with a lot of intellectual stimulation that I'm able to think about strategies, and Coach Hampton has given me such a great opportunity to manage our offense and being able to apply critical thinking skills to a game.
So for me, I also attend HCC full-time. This year, I did a half year last year. So it was definitely an adjustment for me at first. I definitely had to learn how to study. But as Emerson said, like, I'm a student before I'm an athlete. So being able to like come to practice was like being able to relax my mind, forget about the schoolwork that I had to do. But then after practice or after a game, it was right back to schoolwork, right back to studying, so I can maintain like the high GPA.
Now, I know you both have very ambitious academic goals in college. Do either one of you see yourselves coaching?
Yeah.
My sister's definitely inspired me. I mean, seeing her love come back for the game and being able to share all of her knowledge is super inspiring, and just all of the great coaches, Coach Hampton winning so many state championships, and my head coach for basketball, Kevin Murphy, being so successful in a winning Williamsport program has definitely inspired me and made me want to coach the youth of America.
Yeah.
Yes. Like Emerson said, like having Coach Hampton as my coach for the past 4 years has really inspired me to become a coach, and I'm actually coaching a little rec team right now at the Washington County Rec Department at Hagerstown Community College. So being able to coach the youth and like have them like as my role model, or like me being their role model, has really inspired me, because at practice on Tuesday night, they asked if I was the libero on Williamsport volleyball, and I said yes, and they just said that you're a great player and a great libero, and that just really like made me smile and put a smile on my
And you're
face.
speaking to how it all starts.
Yeah.
It's the rec program and the YMCA, right? That's where the
Yes.
spark goes to get girls started. And then the next thing you know, they're working their way through elementary school and in the middle school program, and then they pick it up, and then snowball goes from there. And then their parents get them into travel, and most of those parents don't know what they're dealing with with all the travel. And I think the cool thing for you is that you and your sister played in different age groups in travel, and then sometimes different clubs. So sometimes you weren't traveling together. I know, like, your mom will be with one of you and your dad will be with the other.
Yes.
So I'm sure it was a really cool experience to have this time with your sister in your senior year before you kind of are not in the same household.
Yes, it was. It was definitely a special experience. And sometimes, like, my mom would be with my sister and my dad would be with me, like what you said. And that was difficult because we weren't able to support each other every step of the way. But last year, I decided not to play clubs, so I was able to attend more of her club tournaments, and being able to like watch her as a player develop and grow through the year, and being able to support her and travel together, it just made a lot of memories that I will never forget with her.
Emerson, what are going to be your lasting memories of this season?
I mean, obviously winning our state championship will forever be in my heart, and winning our first CMC for Williamsport High School is definitely a special memory, but just the friendships I've made. I mean, I'm so close with our senior class, and just volleyball was my first love and will always be my first love. And so leaving this on such a bittersweet but uplifting note is something that will always stick with me.
Yes.
And what'll stick with you?
Definitely winning the state championship. We talked about from the first practice working towards our main goal, and we accomplished our main goal, and I think that's a big accomplishment, and I will always remember that, especially winning with my sister. And also winning CMCs and beating Smithsburg in 3 sets. That was also a great memory that
When I
will
saw
remember.
that headline, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. That was a big win for
Yes.
us, and I think it really propelled us, and that's something I will never forget.
Coach, what's going to stay with you about this group?
I think just the resilience, the way that they came together. They've grown so much. They grew so much, and they were able to push through like really tough times, and not only on the court, but like I said, as people. They're amazing young people. I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, Coach, I'm not going to discount the job that you do as a coach, but you have amazing humans that you get to coach. And just to bring that collective together, that is amazing. So congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the future is in good hands with you ladies and the different things that you're going to do in life. And as you have your own families and all that good stuff, if you guys return to the Williamsport community, look out. We might be looking at another 40 years of championship.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
It's not over for you because you're both
Yes.
playing tennis, you have
Yes.
basketball, you
Yes.
guys have a pretty good team.
Yes.
So you got a shot to do some things there.
Yes.
I know you coach Kevin. I was a fellow Bobcat. I went to Frostburg after him, so we didn't get to play together. But I'm excited for you and your
Thank you.
future, and congratulations to you,
Thank
your
you.
community, and your parents, because I know it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
On the club track, I ran into your parents all the
Oh,
time
yes.
in regards to that. So awesome. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
much
Thank you.
success in the future.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're going to have Fast Five right after the break. Welcome back to the show for us to wrap up tonight. Terrence, you're such a gentleman and a scholar to give up the floor to allow me to talk volleyball with all the ladies as I've went around the county and throughout the state, actually throughout the country, and watching these young ladies play. So I appreciate you for that.
That's not what I left. Those young ladies were so articulate, I felt embarrassed. I couldn't hang.
The intelligence and the willpower in the room sure did go up when they sat down. And
Well-
just how ambitious they are, how much they know what they want to do with their future, and how dedicated they are, and how service-minded they are.
And it also speaks, we may have some future students to the med school as well that came out of that as well. I heard them kind of speak to their pursuit in
Yes.
education. So they may stay closer to home than they expect when they go into med school. So that's great as well.
And you never really heard anybody just, I want to get away from home. It was more of, they're from great communities. They want to give back. They want to continue to cheer for the young ladies that are coming up behind them.
And that speaks a lot because one of the major issues in the community has been brain drain for a number of
Yes.
years, for a number of almost a generation or so. So to hear that a lot of these collegiate students want to stay here speaks to the investment that's happened in education that we see in HCC, University of Maryland system out here as well, and what we're seeing with the new med school. So sometimes you don't see the benefit right away, but the return on those investments is showing in those young ladies.
Well, I think the thing that we're also seeing is the way that they articulated their athletic experiences, but all the other lessons that were learned and all the other things that were attributed to their success speaks to the value of these programs. And I don't have the names in front of me, but kudos to the ladies that 40 plus years ago had the foresight to start a middle school program that has bred such success in our community and brings so much joy that every year in Hartford, it is a Washington County celebration because there's going to be more than one Washington County team that's in the state finals.
I agree, and I second that, but I would also like to say that persistence and passion goes nowhere without paychecks, right?
Yes.
So thank you to everyone who's invested in youth sports in our schools, the clubs in the area, not only just in dollars and cents, but time between parents and coaching.
Thank you, T.
Oh yeah, of course you find a way to thank you. But we all know the value of sports in our schools as well as the arts. So I hope that we continue to see an investment, and we've had some recent conversations about what it looks like to fund education. Yeah. And we hope that this shows that there's a return on that investment.
Yeah. So T, as we kind of wrap this up, we're in the Thanksgiving season. let's wrap this up with what you're thankful for.
What I'm thankful for, there's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been some emotional tailwinds post-election, and I think I spend probably more time thinking about what I'm thankful for than probably any other time, because I'm thankful for being grounded. I'm thankful for being informed, being on this show and having some opportunities to engage with individuals in the community, to really have the information where the future looks brighter than what some of the media may say as well. It's great to have family. It's great to have friends, and unfortunately, a lot of people have have to deal with not having the things that I may take for granted, which is the ability to buy the groceries, that we complain about the price, the ability to have a roof over your head despite complaining about mortgages. And so I look forward to being able to give back in some ways a little bit more in the years to come as well.
Yeah. For me, one of the things I'm thankful for is this platform. And the reason that I say that is because being a girl dad and being brought up the past 6 to 7 years in volleyball culture, if football teams in our community were winning state championships at a rate that these young ladies have been over the past 40-some years, it would be talked about nonstop. And I really don't feel that these young ladies get the opportunity that they deserve. So I really think Jim, once I was, kind of letting him know kind of what was happening, the historic nature of it, for us to kind of pull it together really quickly to get these young ladies on. And just each one of them, they're just impressive people. They are model representatives for our community, and it's amazing. And, the other thing that I'm really thankful for is that I was able to go to Virginia and bring my mother, so she was able to see her granddaughter win. And, my oldest daughter, she won a title with North 2 years ago, and for her to be there to support her baby sister to win a title. Now I can go into Thanksgiving where nobody has a one hand up on each other and everybody's trash talk is even except for mine, because I have no state titles. But I do have a Hall of Fame award from my high school, so that'll be my bragging.
I knew you was going to work that in.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's for them because they'll be watching, so I have to get that in.
No, absolutely. It's well deserved. It's well deserved.
Yeah. All right, well, that'll wrap it up. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our viewers.
Absolutely.
Jim,
don't forget Paul.
Oh, Paul.
Who has 2 state titles, as he made clear. That's right.
Excellent. And happy Thanksgiving to all of you. So that is all the time that we have for tonight. We hope that you'll like us on Facebook, follow us on X, and send us your comments to feedback@theflipsidetv.com. That is feedback@theflipsidetv.com. But most importantly, join us again next week for another episode of FlipSide.